Today we're making dairy-free biscuits. These dairy-free biscuits are just as flaky and fluffy as traditional biscuits, but we're making them without butter or cream. Start by preheating your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Add 2 cups of all-purpose flour to a large mixing bowl. Next, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar to taste, along with 1 tablespoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of coarse salt. Whisk this until everything is evenly distributed. Next, take 6 tablespoons of cold vegetable shortening and cut it into cubes. You can also use vegan butter if you have that instead. You're going to cut this into the flour using a pastry cutter until the mixture starts to look like little peas. If you don't have a pastry cutter, you can also use 2 forks or even 2 knives to cut in the flour. Keep going until you get a nice, solid crumb mixture. Once the shortening is incorporated, we're going to measure out 3/4 of a cup of coconut milk. Since we're replacing heavy cream here, you really want the thick, creamy kind from a can, not the thinned-out beverage you can find in the refrigerated section. Pour this into your flour mixture and stir with a rubber spatula. Keep stirring until a dough has formed and it starts to pull away from the sides of the bowl. Sprinkle your work surface with some extra flour and knead the dough until it stops feeling sticky. You'll want to knead your dough at least 5 times to get flaky layered biscuits. Add extra flour if you need it to keep the dough from sticking to your surface. Next, roll or pat the dough until it's about 1 inch in thickness. Cut the biscuits with a circle cutter or use a knife to cut them into squares. Transfer the biscuits to a baking dish, placing them as close together as you can. Bake them for 12 to 15 minutes or until they've doubled in height and the tops are golden. Remove them from the oven and brush the tops with melted vegan butter. Then transfer them to a cooling rack and allow them to cool before serving.